I sure can. Great, how are you?
Hello, hello.
is a busy sports scene in Seattle tonight, and that includes some Friday night Big Ten football with the Huskies from Washington at 4-1. Their only loss against the #1 team in the nation, trying to improve to 2-1 in Big Ten play against Rutgers, who's still looking for Big Ten win #1. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Seattle. Former Ohio State running back Robert Smith and Noah Reed with you. Washington pulled off a thrilling fourth quarter 20-point come-from-behind win last week. Rutgers, meanwhile, their last time out, took a tough loss at Minnesota by 3 points. So the question here, Robert, is how do each of these teams follow that up?
I'm not sure, but I can't wait to find out. I remember asking Coach Holtz about this, like, what's it like, dealing with the emotions of players week to week? And he, answered in the way only he could, like, looked at me like he was insulted by the question. He's like, week to week, they're different from half to half. So after those emotional wins and losses a week ago, flying across the country for Rutgers, I can't wait to see what we see tonight.
Well, half to half, it was very different for Damon Williams Jr. last week, the Washington quarterback. He's really young, just a true sophomore, but you can see that he's getting better and better each week.
Man, this guy is absolutely electric. And really what stood out a week ago at Maryland in the first half, just uncharacteristic bad throws from Damon Williams. And really, the feet are kind of a window into the emotional state of quarterbacks, and when they get a little bit anxious with their feet, they get a little bit erratic with their throws. Settle down in that second half. We'll see what he looks like tonight.
The story is a little bit different on the other side for Rutgers. Ethan Kaliak-Manis, he is experienced. He's been around for a while, a 3.5-year starter, and that confidence is building.
Boy, Kaliak-Manis, not just the confidence, but really the ability to make every throw on the field. You're going to see some NFL-type throws outside of the numbers, a lot of zip. The big thing for me with Rutgers, coming on the road, remember a week ago at Minnesota, sacked 7 times. This is a high-pressure defense, a very tough environment to play. We'll see what that Rutgers offensive line can do tonight.
It's a fun quarterback matchup. Hey, it's a fun Big Ten matchup all the way around. Washington and Rutgers with kickoff coming up next on FS1 from downtown Seattle.
It is tails. Washington has won the toss, and they've chosen to defer their option to the second half.
Am I happy or in misery? I miss that line.
A very Seattle weather kind of night tonight on a Friday night in the Big Ten. Temperatures at 61 degrees just ahead of kickoff from Husky Stadium between Washington and Rutgers. Greg Schiano in year 17 overall, 97 and 103 overall. He is in his second stint as the head coach of Rutgers. And on the other side, Jed Fish, season number 2 after a very successful 10-win season a couple years ago at Arizona. He takes over the job here with the Huskies, trying to build them into a contender in the Big Ten.
See, partner, I thought you were going to emphasize the Schiano thing right at the beginning. We learned right before kickoff. Schiano rhymes with piano. Never heard that.
I've heard it announced about 6 different ways. Ben Black calls for the fair catch and a touchback to start the day for this Rutgers offense. Led by Ethan Kaliak-Manis, and you said it in the open, Robert, you are going to see some NFL-type throws from this guy.
Yeah, it's been very impressive with the way that he throws the ball, but you know, it's kind of walking that line as a quarterback, right? You want a guy to be confident, but you don't want him to be careless. He certainly takes some chances with the football, but really the numbers have been pretty good on the season. 9 touchdowns against only 2 interceptions, but he has a talented wide receiving crew. Watch for KJ Duff, number 8, 6'6". What a big, great target for Ethan.
First play of the day, it is a handoff to Antoine Raymond, and he chugs forward for about 4 yards. That offensive line you talked about, Robert, they're crucial tonight.
Yeah, they certainly are. These guys have got to do a better job of protecting Ethan Kaliak-Manis tonight. We talked about it on the road against Minnesota 2 weeks ago. Sacked 7 times. But make no questions about it, especially in loud road environments. Quarterback's best friend, run game. And you know that that's what Greg Schiano wants. And here you see the freedom that Ethan Kaliak-Manis has. Man-to-man look, probably going to take a shot downfield.
Got 4 wide receivers. He gives to Raymond again, who bursts through a hole. He's across midfield with a stiff arm. Down the sideline before he's shoved out of bounds near the 20 by Alex McLaughlin, but a chunk play for Rutgers immediately.
Well, that's why I'm up here. You see that 5 down front. You're going to see that a lot from Ryan Walters, a defensive coordinator tonight. When you get that 5 down front, the danger that you have, you've only got 1 linebacker. So if you get through that first layer of the defense, you can produce some big runs.
51 yards from Raymond, who takes a much-earned seat. Jayshon Benjamin, the running back, in to replace him. Kaliak-Manis sips it over the far side. He was looking for Ben Black, who was tripped up a little bit coming out of his break, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, I couldn't see if that was the turf monster or if he got his feet caught up there on the outside. But yeah, looked like Bryant was in the coverage, but Ben Black not able to get cleanly out of the break. But that's the thing with Kaliak-Manis. He has a lot of trust in his wide receiving core, and why not? Got some great players out there. He throws it a lot of times before those guys are looking.
In his 4th year as a starter between Minnesota and Rutgers, lost it to the sideline. KJ Duff pulls it in for a Rutgers touchdown.
Well, you've got 6'4" Ephesians Prysock playing cornerback for Washington, but you've got 6'6" KJ Duff going up and getting that ball. Kaliak-Manis sees that man-to-man look. Great placement with the football, with the back shoulder. You got 6'6" if you got a chance.
Team-leading 4th receiving touchdown for KJ Duff. An immediate strike for this Rutgers offense, who barely took a minute off the clock to score on the road. Jay Patel on the point after. 7-0 start. Can't ask for much better than that from Rutgers.
Oh, you know that they're loving it. Flying all the way across the country. Big underdogs, Scarlet Knights. First team to ever play in a football game all the way back in 1869 said, hey, bring it up, 7-0.
Rutgers' longest play from scrimmage this season, a 51-yard run from Antoine Raymond, followed by the 20-yard touchdown catch by KJ Duff. And Robert, all it took was 2 explosive plays to get in the end zone.
Well, you talk about the difference in football games. It's the turnover, who wins the turnover battle and who's going to produce those explosive plays. Explosives are hard to manufacture, but that's why you give your quarterback freedom to go up to the line of scrimmage and make those kind of changes, which is what we saw from Athian Kelly Mattis.
The funny thing about that is Washington's defense is #1 in the country and limiting 40-plus yard plays. This is the return from Adam Mohammed. He got shy of the 15, and then there was a flag thrown in at the end of the return.
See what that
Holding. Receiving team number 88. Half the distance to the goal. First down.
What was already a short return becomes even shorter, half the distance to the goal, and Washington's offense, led by Damon Williams, is backed up inside their own 10 to start the day.
Starting deep in their own territory. Remember Jonah Coleman leading the nation in rushing touchdowns on the season. Well, this is the kind of environment coming out of your own end zone. Probably going to be handing that pill to him quite a bit. Don't want to take too many chances here early. Of course, Damon Williams, with his legs, can also threaten on the edge.
A true dual threat quarterback. Keeps the football. He's got a bunch of open space on this near sideline. Across the 40, gets a great block from Raiden Vines, bright as white receiver, before Henderson tracks him down. An explosive start for the Washington offense.
Well, it reminds me of something that somebody said about Kyler Murray, the quarterback for the Arizona Cardinals. Damon Williams looks like he's a bad little kid, just running away from his parents. He's not the biggest guy in the world, but man, is he fun to watch. And you could just feel his acceleration, just so dangerous. And a great play call there by Jimmy Doherty, the offensive coordinator, expecting run up the middle, no QB run.
Says Chris Lawson on the jet sweep, stiff arms the defender, lost the football out of bounds. But it is enough to move the chains on back-to-back plays to start this drive for Washington.
Yeah, in Washington, you're going to see a lot of true freshmen sprinkled around this offense. And Chris Lawson, one of those guys, San Francisco Bay Area, all kinds of speed. Make no mistake about it, Jed Fish, head coach, and Jimmy Doherty, the offensive coordinator, they know how they want their roster built. They want a lot of those 10-5, 10-4, 100 guys.
41 yards followed by 12 yards on the first 2 plays tonight for Washington. Jonah Coleman's first carry shakes loose, and he's just tripped up at the last moment near the 25 by Abram Wright. Another first down, 15 yards.
And you see Jabomi lined right up in the middle. But Coleman, with the acceleration, just able to get through that hole. He's known for his power running ability, but make no mistake about it, Jonah Coleman's got some burst.
One more time, it's Coleman, and he's tripped up after a short 2-yard pickup. They're running left side early, Robert, and that's where they have 2 starters out on the offensive line, so they're running behind those backups and having success.
Yeah, they certainly are. Jet Elad, 9 tackles a couple games ago against Iowa, coming up for the stop there. This Rutgers defense, Rob Smith, the defensive coordinator, not to be confused with Robert Smith, the announcer, has some physical safeties.
Play action, hit as he throws. Great pressure from Eric O'Neal, who's made a living in the backfield for Rutgers this season.
And that was that. Now, this is the guy. Said, who's that alert guy gonna be? And they said O'Neal. He's that guy that stands out on tape. Remember Maximus McCree in for the injured Carver Willis, the excellent left tackle. And that's what Jimmy Doherty, the offensive coordinator, said to us, that, you know, realistically, we've got to get some kind of help over there. But when you release that tight end, you don't have the help there, and we're not always going to be able to get that chip help from a back.
Williams wants to throw. Again, pressure, ball floated in the air, and that could have been terrible news for Washington. Instead, it falls incomplete. Abram Wright had the pressure on Williams to bring up 4th down.
That tremendous pressure off that edge, and Abram Wright, he sees that matchup with the running back, and he's like, okay, let's see. Are you ready for this? Get them feet ready, get that technique ready. And he's able to get just enough pass to knock that ball away.
It's a 39-yard attempt for Grady Gross, who's a perfect 5 for 5 on the season. Good snap, good hold. Here's the kick on the way, and he missed it. 1 point for the announcers' jinx. Washington kept off the scoreboard early. Time for tonight's Game Flow, sponsored by Progressive. Damon Williams in this Washington offense had 3 straight plays that resulted in 3rd downs, but the drive stalled out for the Huskies, and it's Rutgers right now on the road, Robert, up 7-0.
And once again, those big explosive plays. But remember, this is a Rutgers team coming off of the bye week. You get a couple of weeks to prepare. You get a couple of weeks to put in some wrinkles, and that's the chess match that occurs between the defensive coordinator and offensive coordinators. They expect us to do this out of certain looks. Well, we're going to change it up. We'll see how they respond.
Drive number 1 for Rutgers had a 51-yard run and a 20-yard pass. Kaliak Matina snaps it over the middle, batted away. Ephesians Prysock has his team-leading 5th pass breakup of the year.
Boy, you can almost hear him barking all the way up here, too, man. He does a great job getting out of his stance, breaking that pass up. And Ian Strong, another one of those big wide receivers. He's 6'3". They got a really tall receiving core. But remember, Ephesians Prysock, 6'4". That's a huge cornerback.
dumped off. This is Kenny Fletcher Jr., the tight end, who got clipped down by Mikel Esteen for a short pickup.
Yeah, and this is what defensive coordinators say. Believe what you see. You know, if you see a little, you see a lot. Ryan Walters does a great job preparing them for what's going to come.
They go up tempo on a free play for DT Sheffield. Overthrew him just a little bit, but again,
there's a flag down. We got 2 flags.
Illegal substitution, defense, too many men on the field. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
There we got some guys running off. More guys running off. Not sure if there was a late substitution on the offense. Defense tried to change it up, and they still look like they don't know what they're doing.
And a tush push here for a first down. Yeah, you're right. That Washington defense on back-to-back plays just not ready to go.
Yeah, that was the Rutgers defensive staff that really talked about getting better communication, but I think what you're seeing from this offense, Kirk Ciarrocca, the offensive coordinator for Rutgers, going with a little bit of tempo, and that really forces a defense to be in the right position, but also to have the right personnel on the field.
First down, give to Raymond with a cut up the middle. Drives the pile for an extra yard or 2. He picks up 3 on first down.
Yeah, and Raymond, another one of those